Hello, I am Kimia, and this video is actually something that I've never seen any YouTuber who's like all about like waking up early in the morning and like how to fix your sleep schedule, because I have watched a lot of those videos and I've never seen a YouTuber talk about this. And maybe it's just such an obvious thing that nobody talks about it, but I've never actually like if I knew that it would actually work, I would have done it so much sooner. So this is the ultimate guide to fix your sleep schedule in one day. So I think because I said one day, you guys already have some idea of how it's gonna go. So the way it's gonna go, I'm gonna talk about what happened with me, and I've actually another friend of mine also did the same thing, and it totally fixed everything. And I have my sleep schedule has been fixed for 6 months now. So this wasn't just like let's stick to it for like a week and then I just like slack off. No, I like it was just stayed. So this is what happened. One day I was okay. So before that one day, I was a night owl. I would sleep at 2:30, 3. Sometimes I would like stay up till 5. But those were like those were rare. But yeah, my routine was 2:30 to 3 was the time that I would usually go to sleep. And then I would wake up at 12 p.m. And then I would just repeat the whole cycle of just binging TV shows until I just can't anymore. And at some point, one day, I just was like, I'm done. Like, I cannot live like this anymore. And at 2:30, which I was supposed to sleep, I was like, I cannot. This day was so meaningless that I cannot sleep right now and make it be like a day of nothing. So I went outside. I went to the lobby because my room was so messy. I knew if I stayed in it, like I could not do anything productive. I went outside of my room. I sat down. I took everything I needed, my laptop, my water bottle, and some snacks. And I just started studying at 2:30 a.m. Maybe it wasn't the best and most productive studying of my life, but I was coding, and because I was actively trying to recall and problem solve, it wasn't boring, and that really helped with trying to stay awake. Also, I did have coffee. I had coffee at 2:30 a.m. and my original plan was to sleep at 6 a.m. and then just like fix my sleep schedule the other side, like the other way around. Like it was like, now that I'm thinking, it was a very stupid plan. Like if that plan had gone, like if I had gone through with that, it would have been horrible. So yeah, I was like planning on sleeping at 6 and waking up like whenever, and then the next day I would just like keep pushing it until I that's crazy. But it's a fact that it's easier to push your sleep schedule than to like pull it. Like push it forward than to push it backwards. That's basically, yeah. And at least for me, but I think for most people too. Anyway, that plan did not work out because at 6 a.m. I was not tired at all. I am so sensitive to coffee. Like even a small amount can keep me up for a long time. So at 6 a.m. I was like, okay, if I'm not sleeping right now, like if I keep staying awake, then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do the whole pushing back thing in one day. So I had even more coffee. I had my last cup of coffee was at 11 a.m. and that was it. I knew if I had more coffee, like I couldn't sleep on the other side, and then like when I would sleep, I would just like pass out for 2 days. So I didn't I kept studying, and like I kept doing like interesting studying, that like things I was interested in and I was enjoying, because I could not, like, my brain was just too tired to try to push myself and like be motivated for like doing things I don't like. I also, after like around those 11, maybe 12, I got up, I started cooking, and then around 2 p.m., I was so dead. I was like, I could not. I was screaming for sleep, but I knew if I had slept, like, it would have messed things up. So I didn't sleep. What I did was I went outside of my room and I put on the loudest music that my headphones like could handle. And I just went to the mall and I started just, browsing. And I was at the mall for probably 2 hours, and I like checked out the entire mall. And because I was walking, and physical exercise just helps you to, not be sleepy, that was really helpful. And I think that's the one key thing that is going to save you if you're going through this process. The only way you can stay up is not being in your room, being outside and doing something active. Walk around and do something, And yeah, that was really helpful. And then I came home, I had some food, I watched some TV shows, and then at 5:30 I realized that I just could not anymore. And 5:30 was like a gray area. My goal was to stay up until 7 and like sleep from 7 to 6. Probably because I know, like, when I don't sleep for a long time, I could go up to 12 hours of sleep. And I was like, yeah, it might work. And I could not. After 5:30, it was like, I'm dead. I'm dying. So I went to bed and I passed out. I didn't even have an alarm, but next day I did wake up at 4:30 or 5. And yeah, and then that was it. Like, I just, the day after that, it was just so easy. I slept at 9 p.m. that night, and then the next day I woke up at 6, and I trained myself. Like, then after that day, I did have alarms, because if you don't, your body obviously is used to whatever time you usually wake up and sleep. So it will try to get you back to that dark place. So make sure you put on an alarm. And the most important thing also is the sun. The sun really helps with getting out of bed. Like, if it's just so dark outside and the sun is not out, which in the winter, sun comes out at 8. That's why it has been a lot more challenging to wake up at 6. But yeah, it only takes probably a month until, not even a month, maybe a week until your body starts to just adapt and realize, okay, this is the time, like, I'm waking up, and it's gonna get easier. With this way, actually, it's gonna be easy from the beginning, because your body is just trying to, just transformed, So yeah, I hope it was helpful.